Hey everybody, our verse today comes to us from James chapter 4, verse 4, and this is what it says. You adulterous people, don't you know that friendship with the world means enmity against God? Therefore, anyone who chooses to be okay, let's read it again. Hey everybody, our verse comes to us from James today. James chapter 4, verse 4. It reads like this. You adulterous people, don't you know that friendship with the world means enmity against God? Therefore, anyone who chooses to be a friend of the world becomes an enemy of God. You know, John the Baptist would never get hired for a church today. He would never get hired to preach. No church would touch him. He was kind of a public relations nightmare, right? I mean, he wore clothes made from camels, had a leather belt around his waist. He ate locusts and wild honey, and that's what we find in Mark that tells us about him. Who would want to hire this guy every Sunday? Who would want to listen to that guy every Sunday? Because also his message was as rough as his dress. He was a no-nonsense, kind of bare-fisted guy who would challenge the people to repent because God was on his way. John the Baptist set himself apart for one task, and that was to be a voice for Christ. Everything about God centered on that purpose: his dress, his diet, his actions, his demands. You know, the world will pull you in ways you really don't want to go. Movies that you don't need to see, music that you don't need to hear, clothes and language that are all about trying to fit in. But should you fit in? You know, John the Baptist didn't. He only cared about serving and being like God. So I guess don't be afraid to be set apart. Because you don't have to be like the world to have an impact on the world. You don't have to become like the crowd to change the crowd. You don't have to lower yourself down to their level to lift them up to your level. Holiness doesn't seek to be odd. Holiness seeks to be like God.